Uber has confirmed that it is going to conduct tests of self-driving rideshare services at a location near its new research facility in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is a partnership, actually, with Carnegie Mellon University. The company is going to renovate an old automotive roundhouse for its permanent facility. We're going to talk later today about our usage of Uber and sort of our thoughts about Uber. That's not what this segment is about. We get emails from people every time we talk about self-driving cars. People who say, David, you're living in a fantasy world. There's never going to be self-driving cars. There's never going to be self-driving Ubers. This is all absolute nonsense. The reality is, number one, it's already happening in many locations. We've talked about test facilities for self-driving cars here in the US. We've talked about Canadian mines that are already transitioning to self-driving ore trucks, the huge trucks that circulate ore and other mined materials within the mines. So the question as far as self-driving Ubers is not if, but whether in the next 2 years or in the next 4 or 5 years. This is just a reality. I truly don't get, Lewis, how anyone who is paying any attention to the news and what's already going on can say this is a fantasy. It's already reality to a great extent.
You could not like it if you want.
Yeah.
That seems fine. But it's happening. These cars are on the roads, the trucks. How can you deny that transportation that is happening right now with drivers in tractor trailers all over the country would be better automated? I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel for the drivers.
We have many truck drivers who listen to the show.
You do a massively important job, and that goes unnoticed a lot of the time. What you do is great and absolutely necessary. But look at it from a business perspective.
And a safety perspective.
Inevitable.
As safe as any individual truck driver is, we have data, right, about the safety. But let's not go into trucks only. The big critique with the self-driving Ubers is, listen, it's bad enough that Uber is competing with licensed taxi drivers and taxi commissions with underinsured and underlicensed drivers using their personal vehicles. Now they're going to make the drivers themselves unnecessary. I have a very general response to that. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The horse and buggy, right? Should we not have cars because 100 years ago, the horse buggy drivers, 120, 130 years ago, the horse buggy drivers lost their jobs? Would anyone make the argument today that we would be better off, that it is logical to have prevented the development of automobiles because we wanted to save the jobs of those horse buggy drivers? Nobody would make that argument. And I am convinced that in 100 years, the idea of having suppressed the eventual development of self-driving vehicles in order to save those transportation jobs, that's not going to be a reasonable argument in 100 years. In the same way that nobody now believes we really should have blocked the car to keep the horse buggy drivers in business.
Yeah. I think overall, the idea of automation and improving technology is that it can make life better for everyone. So even if you do have to find a different job, the idea is that everything you buy would be cheaper because it costs a lot less to get to you, right?
Yeah, that's the idea. I mean, obviously,
that's the idea.
It might just increase profits for companies that depend on transportation. A different conversation altogether. Send me your thoughts on it. I know a lot of people want to weigh in on this. I'm on Twitter at @dpakman. Lewis is on Twitter at LewisMotomedy. And of course, I am on Instagram at David.Pakman. The online news world is getting pretty cluttered with lots of nonsense. There's the so-called news sites that rewrite news articles, and then there's the websites we all know that we just can't trust. So lately, I've been reading Smashpipe, which is an online magazine whose goal is to surprise, amuse, and tell readers things they don't already know on a wide range of topics in current events and culture. Smashpipe is less interested in trending topics than in what's actually going on. And Smashpipe has no ads whatsoever other than the reader-generated classified ad section, and they never will. Smashpipe is what happens when you, on a bad day, stub your toe on the miseries and mysteries of life. Check it out at